You're clambering through the bush on one of Indonesia's lesser Sunda islands when you suddenly spy a Komodo dragon in the clearing ahead. So, what should you do? Are you doomed? Forked tongue flickering, sharp saw like teeth glimmering, and strong, scalar, scalar body stretching up to 3 meters. Komodo dragons are formidable and the world's largest lizards. They can weigh over 80 kilograms, but the number fluctuates dramatically since they're capable of gulping down 80% of their body weight in a single meal. Komodo dragons are one of dozens of species of monitor lizard. They evolved in Australia and now inhabit just a few Indonesian islands, where adult komodos generally have no natural predators besides each other. They begin their lives as limber tree dwelling hatchlings. Within their first year, they rarely venture to the ground in order to avoid predators like adult Komodo dragons, because cannibali- cannibalism certainly isn't out of the question. Juvenile, juveniles actively hunt insects and other lizards, and once they grow larger, they graduate to the ground, and their diet eventually shifts dramatically to include animals several times their size. They they devour deer, pigs, and even water buffalo, bones and all. Commodos can lie in wait for hours alongside game trails, but at the opportune opportune moment they'll lunge and can reach 17 kilometers per hour bursts of speed. Their extremely sharp teeth have edges, serrated edges, and tips coated in iron that puncture and tear through flesh, making their bites quite literally metal. But exactly what Commodos? Oh, they are hunting successors to, especially when it comes to taking down larger animals like water buffalo, has been debated for decades. Back in the 80s, one researcher proposed that even if their prey initially escapes, Komodo dragon saliva might store harmful bacteria, which could prolif- mm, proliferate, which could proliferate in the bite wound and help kill the animal. But researchers have since found that not all Komodo dragons' saliva packs such uh, lethal bacteria. and some bite once bite get infected all on their own. Interestingly, Komodo dragons also have venom glands, which secrete mm, which secrete and the coagulant and shock causing compounds, possibly mm, mm, insects, possibly exacerbating the destructive powers of their bites. But it's unclear whether venom is playing much of an active role, and Commodo's thrashing bites alone seem harmful enough to cause fate, fatal injury much of the time. But they are not just hunters, Komodo dragons are also scavengers with their characteristic undulating walk and their snake-like flicking forked tongue. They're able to gauge the direction of different scents and identify rotting flesh from afar. When one Komodo takes down a water buffalo, dozens may congregate to feed. However, despite regularly diving into decaying corpses, Komodo dragons rarely succumb to infections themselves. Even some males lead devastating wouts on each other during breeding season. Researchers think this is because their blood is packed with peptides, which are like small proteins, many of which can fight microbes and stimulate stimulate the Commodore's immune system. Some of these um, antimicrobial peptides have proven so promising. They even being investigated for human antibiotic uses. But how can you protect yourself in the land of dragons? Commodore Island oral tradition holds that a woman long ago gave birth to twins, one human and one dragon, mm, inextricably connected from then on. The relationship between humans and Komodo dragons was to be governed by respect and coexistence, coexistence instead of fear and violence. And indeed, Komodo dragons generally avoid humans, unless something like rotting flesh is also on the menu. If you encounter a Komodo, try to stay calm and avoid sudden movements that could pique their curiosity. You're better off orienting yourself behind them or to their side. If one gets close, you could grab a stick and push it against their shoulder or hit their sensitive foreheads. And in the rare event one chases you, try outrunning them, climbing a tree, or jumping into the ocean. Because they can run fast over short distances, but they are not marathon runner, and large commodores can't climb trees anymore and tend to avoid water. It's also worth nothing what if that if you did end up in this situation. It's probably because you illegally venture into a protected area without an experienced guide. So better to just avoid doing that to begin with.